Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of Bingo Bonanza, live from the double wide of everyone's favorite beauty professional, Hummel figurine collector, and bingo caller, Miss Richfield 1981.
I'd like to tell a story of the prettiest of girls. It's me from Minnesota, in my heels and in my curls. Although my roots were modest, I was destined for the stage. My parents knew they had a star when at an early age. I did not say the word mama, I chose a different line. At just the tender age of 2, I screamed, "Oh, 69!" Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Bingo Bonanza! I'm your hostess, Miss Richfield 1981, and I invite you to stay right where you are and let me bring bingo to you. Oh, it's gonna be a bonanza because we've got a live studio audience and prizes and the Richfield winner spinner and fun, and it's all because bingo makes it better. It really does! Bingo makes it better, it makes everything okay. From facial sores to civil wars, black plague to tooth decay. Bingo makes it better, it can heal the world today. For help with all our problems, won't you grab your balls and play? Now it's your turn, join with me. Bingo makes it better, it makes everything okay. From facial sores to civil wars, black plague to tooth decay. Bingo makes it better, it can heal the world today. For help with all our problems, won't you grab your balls and play? Grab your balls and play, now you. Grab your balls and play. Grab your balls and play. I can hear you. Grab your balls and play. Grab your balls and play, hey! And welcome everyone to Bingo Bonanza. Look at that. I've got the whole family together. That doesn't happen. This is the old man. This is Dusty. We hardly ever see him. But Mommy's got her wiener, and he's making a rare appearance. Anyway, I wanted to welcome everyone to Bingo Bonanza. And it is big. What is it? I've got my notes here. 53. 53. And I know you're looking at me thinking, she must have run out of outfits. She doesn't have an outfit on tonight, because usually I have a very clever outfit. But you know what I did tonight? Because it is Daylight Delight Bingo, which means we're losing an hour's sleep or we're gaining an hour's sleep. I'm not sure. It has to do with sleep, though. I know that. So I just came in my nightie. Look at that. Woo! Isn't it? I just love this nightie. It's so fantastic. And it's so comfortable. And sometimes I wear it out. I forget. I'm standing at the bus and I'm just in my nightie, when it's warm weather like this. And we have been having some beautiful weather in Minnie, which reminds me to give you a happy hidey-ho from the friendly citizens and responsible merchants in Richfield, which is my hometown here in Minnesota, where butter is a spice and gravy is a beverage. I got some right here. Gravy, although, you know what? It's almost time. Usually, we warm the gravy for the winter. It's been so warm here. I'm ready to put some ice in my gravy because it's been so nice and toasty. So it's really a wonderful time. And I hope you're having a great time too. I hope you're ready for some fun. I have a wonderful group of people who are going to be joining me this evening, my live studio audience for Bingo 53. So bring them on in, Joe. Let me see my people. Look at that. Hi, everyone. Hello. What a handsome looking crowd. Oh, and look at it. But this is so exciting because we have Noelle. And Noelle is from here in Minnesota. I'm super excited. That is so exciting, Noelle. Thank you for joining us. And you're in Arden Hills?
Yes, Arden Hills.
And where is Arden Hills?
That is a northern St. Paul suburb.
Oh,
Just
St.
like
Paul.
if you just
Oh,
if you
St.
just went
Paul.
right
That
up
was-
smelling, yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to say anything more. St. Paul is enough. Thank you. That's you know what they say about St. Paul? It makes Minneapolis look like Berlin in the 30s. You know what I'm saying? I know, not a lot going on over there, which might explain your hair. But anyway, and I also noticed you have a Ruth. A Ruth.
I do. Yes.
RBG on a swing there. And may
Yes.
I just
I bought
say-
the swing special.
And you know, I have my Ruth too. My Ruth
Yes.
is with it. It looks like we have the same Ruth. And I actually have, you know how many of these I have? I have like 5. I have all different styles. I have 2 of them that are stuff like this. One of them that's anyway, I love Ruth. I have a t-shirt of Ruth. I mean, it's just all Ruth. It's all Ruth.
I have the
We're not
little
gonna-
Funko Pop Ruth too.
She's right. And I have judgments. They're mints, a little tin of mints.
Oh
with Ruth
yeah,
on the-
I've seen those.
Yep. And so anyway, so we don't want to forget Ruth. She's an inspiration. Just because she's not with us right now doesn't mean she's not with us right now, because she's with us.
She's
right now.
still with us.
She's still with us. She's still with us. Anyway,
Yes.
Thank you, Noel. I'm so glad you're here. And Carlos and Kevin, look at you. Look at you, homos.
And Kai.
Right? Yes, pretending that you've got a child when it's really a dog. I love that. And it looks like a tiny little thing. How much does that weigh?
5 pounds.
5
Let's go to Kai.
pounds.
Say hi, Kai.
Yeah, my hair weighs more than that. That's fantastic. And you're so handsome. You must be, you're calling from Florida. That would explain it.
We're a hop, skip, and a jump from Chris.
Yeah.
Right. And you're in Oakland Park.
Yep.
So you don't have to worry about any of his poor decision making in government.
No.
It's not gonna affect you,
No,
because he's
but
not
we're,
well
but we're
mannered.
close enough to join in it sometimes.
Right. I'm just waiting for him to get me one of those cushy government jobs, which he's promised me, and says
Well, that would be good, wouldn't
nothing.
it?
So anyway, so Oakland Park. And then moving down, Matt and Garrett are friends of mine from P-Town. We met in P-Town a number of years ago. We'll talk a little bit about that tonight. We met under very suspicious circumstances that I have to tell you, I've met these guys in a way that I've never met anyone else. You know, and I've met people in a lot of different ways, but this was a whole different way, and I'm so glad. And you've been together 2 years? Almost?
4 years, yeah.
Well, 4 years. Well, 2 years married, though, right?
We're engaged, a year and a half engaged.
Year and a half. Oh, so you're still not married?
No. We had, it was like COVID, and then we're moving.
Oh.
So we're just going to stay happily engaged for right now.
Right. And you know, the chlamydia, you don't want to get married with the chlamydia going around. The chlamydia 19 is, is BAD. Let's just spell it in case children are listening. So I'm so glad. And you guys are from Haverhill right now, but you're moving to Rhode Island.
Yep, moving to Cranston.
You gotta love that. And my cat, that gray cat, the old cat, he's from Pawtucket, which is not far from Cranston. Actually, if you're in Rhode Island, nothing's far. So anyway, yeah, my cat came from Pawtucket. He was a rescue from Pawtucket. So anyway, there once was a cat from Pawtucket. Anyway, so thank you guys for joining us. Can't wait to chat more and let the people know. That'll be a little teaser. Like, how does she know them? So, and then we have to talk to John and say hello to John, because John, in fact, I really should have started with you, John, because you are a star of the bingo stage. John joined us a couple weeks ago when we did our Mardi Gras bingo. Was it 2 weeks ago, right? Because last week it was women's. So it would have been 2 weeks ago. And it was, oh my gosh, remember? And you didn't have any power. So he literally was working on battery power and, if I'm not mistaken, battery power and a flashlight. Now you muted yourself. Now don't mute yourself. Unmute yourself. Or I think you have to unmute yourself. I don't think Joe can unmute you. Can you talk? Either that or maybe, I don't remember. He didn't have a lot to say the last time. Maybe it was because he was muted the whole time. But, oh, there we go. I can hear you now.
John,
How
you
are
need to unmute.
darling? Oh, he needs to unmute himself? Boy, a man that can't unmute himself. This sounds like something I want for the rest of my life. A man that can't talk. Oh, there we go. Yay! Hi, John. Thank you for joining us. You're joining us from Alpine, Texas. And you have power. Do you have water and everything? Are you just like back to normal?
We have everything, and I even did my vaccine this past Saturday here. We got the Johnson & Johnson's finally. So
You did. So you're done. One and done.
yes, ma'am.
One and done, baby. I love it. You can tell a Southerner. You can tell us that. Do you notice how polite he was? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And John, I'm so glad you're back, and I'm so glad you got through that. He came and joined us in the dark. He had like a flashlight and a cell phone. And boy, I'll tell you, you get the prize. And that's why he's wearing his Mardi Gras outfit this time, because nobody really saw the Mardi Gras outfit last time, and it looks fabulous. You know, it can be Mardi Gras anytime, right? Exactly. Thank you for joining us. And Nathan, last and certainly not least, look at you.
Hello.
You are someone else who came dressed for the occasion. Now, you have to explain what is. Do you have a T-shirt? It's like a
I do.
Timscape T-shirt.
It has the dock.
You have Dick's Dock T-shirt from Timscape. I know Tim. I don't know if you've ever met him. He's in.
I try to get a T-shirt or a tank top from him every year.
He's always got some interesting designs. He likes cats and dogs too.
Yes.
So if you like cats and dogs, I've got a number of his cat T-shirts and a cat book. And I mean, my gosh, he's so fantastic, isn't he? We're so lucky, and we're so lucky to have you living close. You live right outside of Boston, don't you?
Yep.
Not too far from Haverhill, right? Are you on the other side of Boston?
I'm actually right next to Haverhill in Methuen, which, if you take 93 up, I'm the last town before New Hampshire.
Oh, then I know where you are, because I take that up sometimes to go perform up in, in Algonquin or Arundel or all the different places that I performed. It's wonderful. So next time, I'll have the bus drop me off. We'll have lunch.
Absolutely.
I'll use your bathroom, because I don't use the bathroom in the bus depot. A lot of times they don't have doors, and you know what I'm saying? With the chlamydia going around, you don't want to do that. So anyway, we've got a lot to talk about, though, Nathan. We got some stuff and Nathan's a new friend. I haven't met Nathan before, so very excited. Welcome, Nathan. I'm glad you're here. And also wanted to say, Chris is joining us, as always, to help us out, sort the whole thing out. He's in charge, really. So Chris, come in and help us. We're not doing too bad, so let's not talk too long. Because Chris and I get visiting, and then it's, and then remember, we're like, oh my gosh, we're ahead of schedule.
I know.
And
then it's 11:30 p.m. and we're just.
How did we get to be a half an hour late? How did that happen? So anyway, how are you?
I am phenomenal. Although I almost didn't go tankless. I almost wore a sweater because it's 70 degrees here. We're on a cold front out here.
Crying for you, sweet, crying. You can't tell, but I'm crying on the inside. And so it's cold for you then.
Oh my God. I literally was sweaters and bundled up and cuddling with my boyfriend.
We're up to 60. It's like a heat wave. Everyone's running around. I mean, like people are like fanning themselves. They're like, oh, you can hear the air conditioning units going on next door. It's like people are like, what happened? Because we went through that terrible sub-zero temperatures, and the difference is like 80 degrees, I
heard Naomi barely survived. Like she was going to file a workers' comp thing because of the zero temperatures.
And that's some exciting things tonight, because Naomi, who, introduced, she does she plays the harp for each game, and we have 3 games, and Chris is going to explain that. And each card has 3. Our game has 3 cards. Yeah, you explain it. I
got this. So if you're watching along, if you're on Facebook, you can stay on Facebook, but we hope you'll join us on playbingobonanza.com, the address you see right down there-ish. Join us there, because you get to play 3 games of bingo. And we got some new games today, so it's going to be a lot of fun. And when you're playing, whoever the first winner from each round that hits I have bingo, and you can't cheat, because we can tell when you're cheating. So the first player, they win actually a gift certificate to our Red Bubble store, which has everything anyone could want in life. I mean, literally, this is my dream come true. So literally, you're gonna want it. You're gonna
amazing. Look at what I got. A giant sticker. It's a sticker.
And all
I have all sizes, but then I got the big one because I know you homos like big. And so I said, I'm going to have to give me the big one, because the homos like the big one. So look at that sticker.
I love it. And speaking of being a size queen, all I want for Christmas is my boyfriend just wearing the Miss Richfield apron that's available there. That's that's my life goal.
And don't forget to send a Polaroid.
Yes, I love it. So by the way, while they're on playbingobonanza.com, they can also send a little tip. It actually, though this looks like it's cheap and easy, it actually takes 5 of us to make all of this work every week. And we're happy to bring you these games for free and give you the chance to win, because we love sharing this with people. if you have the means, if you're able to, and you can send a little something, you can do that by clicking any dollar amount that's comfortable for you on playbingobonanza.com, like $5,000 or $1. We appreciate it all. You can also Venmo, still thinking about my husband in apron, Venmo at Richfield.
So am I.
Yeah, you can PayPal me Richfield Tips. Any way you do it, we really do appreciate it. And the other thing we really appreciate, I was just thinking about this because while you were meeting some of our guests, I was chatting and saying hi to the Biancas and to all of the friends that we meet, like on Facebook.
Our friends.
It really does. It warms our hearts. So we ask that you share this. And if you're on the website, you can share it. If you're on Facebook, you can share it. You're going to want to stick around because we're going to also award a random share winner, someone who shares things. We get to award them with another Redbubble gift certificate. And I love interesting things because actually Gary, who we had last week, he sent this candle. It's a Wilton Manors candle. And this is now my new favorite candle, which came from Gary, who was on the show last week.
Oh my gosh.
It's all about making new friends. And we love to have our new friends on the show. So the last thing I'll say while I'm talking too long is if you want to be on the show, we want you to email richfieldlive@gmail.com. We have so much fun. So thank you for supporting us. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for playing. Yes. So thank you. And now I'll stop talking so we get on track.
Well, I have to tell you something really exciting. Naomi, it's so warm here in Minnesota. And she was a couple of weeks, she was in my neighbor's house across the way. And we had to, radio in. And now I got the slider open. She's sitting on the cinder blocks right outside the slider. And, but get this, Yvonne also, and Yvonne, isn't the happiest of persons. It's her roommate, Yvonne. And she used to put bumpers on at the Ford plant, and she only has one arm. I don't know what happened, but and a hook on the other side, and she plays the trombone. So Naomi plays the harp at our church and here. And then Yvonne is going to play an instrument tonight. She plays the trombone, with the hook, but she also plays the cymbals and the gong. And so anyway,
do we have to share tips now 6 ways? Just so I know. Now that we have
no
payroll now.
No, just in beer, just beer. Yeah, they're both drinkers, so it's not that bad. Yeah. So anyway, so our first game tonight is going to be really simple. It's bingo in any direction. Super, super easy. You don't have to think that much about it. Bingo in any direction, which means up and down. You can go up and down. You can go side to side, or you can go diagonal. Any 5 in a row. Make sure that you first and foremost mark that free space. And I'm going to get the girls to introduce if I can get the hand motion. There they are. Beautiful. That's Yvonne. That's Yvonne with the hook. She plays that thing with the hook. So anyway, that's the means we're going to start our game. I know, we're really doing pretty well tonight. We really are. I mean, we're actually, for those of you that are new and thinking, wow, are they ever going to play? We're actually ahead of schedule tonight. So let me move this over. There's Ruth. Ruth, and there you go. I like to do it so you can watch the balls. Look at them. There they come. The balls are coming along. Ruth sometimes stops the balls to check them and make sure that they are correct. So everything's legal. She's a legal beagle, that one. She's fabulous. Anyway, she's such a help. There we go. And and there, Yvonne. You sounded so good. So fun to have both Naomi and Yvonne, two friends and roommates. So now don't forget, we're calling all the letters, all the balls, okay, everything, right? Because it's just bingo in any direction. So you just have to get 5 in a row in a line, okay? It's not that difficult. Don't make it harder than it is. Play on all 3 cards. You get 3 cards, okay? Mark the free space. And if you've got this first one, say, whee! Which means you're lucky. You're going to be lucky all night long. That's what that means. G56. Who's got it? Who's got G56? Because that means you're lucky. Now, speaking of lucky, I want to talk to Kevin and Carlos first. Look who's here. Hey, yeah. He's like, look at this. And then your puppy, what's your puppy's name?
Kai.
I love that. It sounds communist. Okay, G52. G52. Sounds like kind of a socialist sort of name. What is the name Kai? How do you spell it? Look at all the weeds.
K-A-I.
How do you spell it?
K-A-I.
Not like it sounds. Okay, look
No,
at
well,
him.
you know, like it's I got it from Hawaiian dog names.
G55. Oh, it's Hawaiian, so it is socialist. Okay, G55, and probably Mormon too. G55, they're big in Hawaii. So Lewis is like trying to get the wiener because a lot of you know Lewis loves the wieners.
We know that.
And I'm so glad that you're both here. And you're friends of Chris, and you work with Chris on a fundraiser that I think sounds so cool. But you know what's even cooler than a fundraiser? You know what's even better than that? 069! 069! Blow the 069 horn!
Oh, 69.
Oh, Brad's here. Hi, Brad. Everybody's a winner. Dinner for two.
Yes.
I got a million of them. So that is fantastic. And tell us about this I-19, this thing you've got going, this fundraiser that you do with Chris every year.
We ride our bikes to Key West. It's 165 miles to support the Smart Ride. So,
165 miles on your bicycle?
Yeah. 11 years. 12.
I've done it for 11
Get a
years.
donut or something on the way? 160. I don't know how far that is. I'm not good with distances and those sorts of things. You know, the lady, I'm not good with directions in general or math.
69 miles is good too, by the way.
69 miles. Here we go. And 38. And that is fantastic. And I'm wondering now, what time of year do you do that?
We do it in November, so it's not that hot and it's not that cold. So it's actually a pretty good time of year to do that in Florida.
November. Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Everybody, G54. And November's a beautiful time. And let me bring Noelle in. Because then I want you to hear, I mean, that's great. What does it raise money for?
The Smart Ride. Southernmost age
smart
ride.
people? I mean, what about the dumb people? I'm thinking, you know, what about the rest of us? Is it just for people like our friend RBG? Who's it for? What's the Smart Ride? What is Smart Ride? What is this? Hang on. And 33. What is it? What's the Smart Ride?
It's for people living with HIV and AIDS.
Oh, okay. How did it get named Smart Ride? I'm just curious.
Southernmost AIDS Ride.
Oh. I was going to say. I mean, I didn't want to say anything, but I think of you homos and your poor personal choices, and I don't think, you know what I'm saying.
You're welcome.
How are we getting smart out of that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't want to be critical. I don't, because I would never be critical. You know me. I would never do that. Anyway.
No problem.
075. I think it's wonderful. And, there's a lot of bike rides that support our fight against HIV and AIDS. So I think that's wonderful. All kidding aside, good for you, right? We joke, but it's important. It's really important. That's why we joke, right? If you don't joke, you'll kill yourself. I mean, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot going on out there. You got to joke once in a while. Speaking of that, I'm looking at your blouse, Noelle, and it's killing me. So now, but I love it. But I wanted you to look at that. What you got bamboo behind you, or what's behind you there?
It's a screen because I'm in my computer room and it's the worst room of my house.
Your glasses are fabulous. They're fabulous glasses. I love them so much. They're so fabulous. Do you have a dog or a cat? Because the boys have their.
I don't.
I don't want to call it a dog because the homos think they're children. They think that they're offspring. Do you dress that dog up?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. I mean, we all knew that was coming. I was just being polite. I mean, we all knew that.
Yep.
We all knew that one. So, but Noelle, I wanted you. Now, can you imagine riding your bike in November in Arden Hills? And 40.
Well, people do.
Right?
Yeah.
I know. Minnesota is one of the leading. It's always fight between us and Portland, Oregon, fighting for who's number one in bikes.
The bikes. And people get snow tires for their bikes around here.
Get snow tires for their bikes. Isn't that insane? Yes. And so now you look at Carlos and Kevin, how adorable they are. How long have you two been together?
6 years.
6
years. Isn't that something?
And which one is Carlos? For 12 years now.
Which one are you, Carlos? I'm guessing. Right. So you got together when Carlos was probably in 3rd grade or something 6 years ago.
Terrible.
I 29, and it does look sort of that way. I mean, not that I'm not supportive of that. I think you know what I'm saying? If it works for you, I mean, Noelle's alone. She has no one. You know, are you alone, Noelle?
No, I have a husband.
You do, but
I
he's
do.
not participating. He's not a bingo
He's
player.
not-
Apparently.
No, not necessarily. No. So
Not necessarily. But sometimes, maybe not on Mondays.
Yeah.
Monday.
maybe not
Mondays
Monday.
is a
Yeah.
hard bingo day. Mondays is a hard
They are.
bingo day. 074. But a lot of people don't realize. Tell them, Noelle, what you do for work.
I schedule colonoscopies.
Oh,
Nice.
And I only have one thing to say for that. Be sick. Be sick. I mean, what do you say? to that?
I do schedule other things, but colonoscopies are the big one. That's
Right.
what
Whoa.
most.
Big one.
Yeah, I could have said that better.
yeah.
I think, yeah. And what's interesting about that, I don't know how many, have you had Carlos? Do you even know what we're talking about? Carlos is like 14. He just got his driver's permit.
I have a few of those.
Have you had a colonoscopy?
A few, yes.
We look at Brad's like, wow. Rain is like, I need one. You know, I had one. And you know the reason I can remember it so clearly? Because that green stuff you have to drink, and it has to be the same color going in as going out, you know? And it was, you know. And I heaved until I saw the stars. I mean, I drove.
Can imagine, yeah.
I drove the porcelain bus to Provincetown and back.
It's a body cancer.
And I got so sick. But you want to hear the worst thing about the whole thing? That night that I got sick, before my colonoscopy, the night that that I got sick, they were all at the Capitol because gay marriage had just been passed by our legislature nationally, and I was
you had to miss
hurling
that?
to beat the band. I was hurling to beat the band. And then you want to hear the other news? After I had the colonoscopy, the colonoscopy place went out of business. It did. Yeah, it was over in St. Paul and Raymond. Over in St. Paul.
Wow.
Got a note that they went out of business. Yeah.
Well, you should come to my place because we're number one.
Did I break the machine? What happened? I mean, what
I don't know.
Did I clench at the wrong time? What happened? You know what I mean? John, come on. Let's get John on board. John, come and join us. I-27. I need John because John has had a colonoscopy. John, you've had a colonoscopy. Right, John?
Yeah, no.
You have not had a Well, okay. Noelle, can you squeeze him in?
Absolutely.
He's a bear. He's a bear. When I say squeeze him in, I'm not talking about time frame. I'm talking about literally, can you squeeze him in? N31.
We can make it work, John. We can make it work.
Okay.
You've never had one, John?
No.
Oh, you need to schedule that.
I thought you weren't supposed to till you were 50.
Oh, well, no, it depends.
Well, now they're saying 45 now. They're saying 45 now, but the insurance companies aren't necessarily on board with that. But the doctors say you should do it at 45.
Yeah, but if you pay attention to the insurance company, we're all going to be dead. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know, by the time they okay my test, I'm going to, be like spots all over me. And you know what I'm saying? Like in hospice care. G50, everybody. G50.
But did you know that March is Colon Cancer Awareness Month? And the color is blue. Colon Cancer Awareness color is blue. That's why I'm wearing my blue shirt.
Because when I think of colonoscopies, I don't think of blue. That's interesting. But
I know I would have chose a different color, but they didn't ask me.
But they didn't ask you. I wonder how they chose blue for a colonoscopy.
I don't know.
How's that?
I would have chose brown, obviously.
Is it just the colonoscopy or is it just cancer in general?
No, it's Colon Cancer Awareness Month in March.
And the color is blue? Wow. All right. B, everybody. B14.
I don't know what to tell you, Miss Richfield. It's blue.
Boy, that must have raised some eyebrows. Oh, wow. Oh, look at this. We got a bingo.
And it's a blue bingo.
Dog, jeez, Lord, holy smokes, I'm itching. I'm itching tonight. You ever just itch? I itch and I run. I don't know if you're this way, Noelle. I mean, I'm dry where I should be wet and I'm wet where I should be dry. You know what I'm saying? Do you ever run into that?
I know. It's a curse.
My nose is running and other things aren't. But anyway, so how you doing, John? Are you doing okay, sweetie?
When do
I
you
am
turn
good.
50? Do you mind telling us? How old are you, John? Do you mind telling us? Oh, look. Oh, John. Am I looking in a mirror? Am I looking in a mirror? Is that me when I just gained 5 pounds and maybe it was after Thanksgiving or something. Oh, that is delightful. When was that? When did that happen?
2010 probably, so about 10, 11 years ago.
10, 11 years ago. Well,
I
I'm
was in
flattered.
Albuquerque.
Somebody
Albuquerque,
sent
New
that to me.
Mexico.
Somebody sent me a picture, much like what you said, and maybe it was that picture, and said you've arrived. That was their comment to me. You've arrived. They were at a Halloween party, and someone had dressed like me. You've arrived. People are dressing like you. I'm telling you, I couldn't be more. Really, I couldn't be more honored. That people do that, and you've been a fan for a long time. Not as long as Kevin, though. I think Kevin is in the original fan club. Is that correct?
That is true.
So you have to get the pot holder and any other. Do you have any of the stuff from the?
I went looking for my pot holder and I couldn't find it. I was so devastated because I thought I kept it all.
You probably pressed it in your Bible, sweetie. Check in your
No,
Bible.
I got to go looking for that. You're right.
We'll explain in a minute. First of all, we got to get Chris in here. Chris, who won? Oh, we love Carlos and Kevin. First time bingo live stream. So I'm
going to say who won, but I have to first say, I don't know if that photo of John / you in drag was the highlight, or if it's the fact that Matt and Garrett have agreed to take their shirt off later if we get some number of tips. So I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Oh, yay.
Both are equally great. But in the meanwhile, we have to give a big congratulations to Keith from Philadelphia. Congratulations, Keith, on winning the first bingo.
Let's hear it for Keith. Hot dog, we got a wiener.
Bingo makes it better, it makes everything okay. From facial sores to civil wars, black plague to tooth decay. Bingo makes it better, it can heal the world today. For help with all our problems, don't you grab your balls and play.
Oh, thank you so much to everybody. And we have so many people who are so faithful. And Chris, we have this club called the Bingo Boosters. And we have so many people who are so generous. And what a lot of people don't realize is, some people can't give because they're just they're out of a job. In fact, I've even gotten tips from people, like a $5 tip from someone. And I'm just like, who said I'm out of a job? I would give more if I could. And I'm like, you don't have to give anything, just enjoy it. But we have some people who are very generous and give every week or often. And we want to thank them. And we can't thank everybody. I wish we could, and we will. I mean, we'll get around to everybody at some point. But our Golden Tiara Club are the people that have just been so generous with us. And Randy, we see in DC. Thank you so much. And Gerard in Houston, you know what I'm saying down there, for all you've gone through, and you're still being generous. You're still helping us out. Gregory in Cathedral City. Oh, we love Palm Springs. Gregory, I'll come out and visit you probably next November. Watch for me. And Gary in, it looks like Lunenburg, Vermont. I have not been to Lunenburg, Vermont. I've been to Vermont, so I must have been by Lunenburg because Vermont is darling and little and fabulous. I've been to Stowe, and I've been to a lot of other places. But anyway, tell us who else to thank this evening, Chris.
Well, by the way, Gary is our friend who had the candles, who was here last week, and so we're so grateful.
Oh my gosh, was he? Yes. I didn't even recognize the name. That's right, because he was from Vermont. We talked about.
That's right. And we also have to thank John O'Grady, which is what a great Irish name, which seems very appropriate for our upcoming bingo. John O'Grady there. And then we have to also thank Brian Corte from Norton and Paul Reichik from Pittsburgh and Paul Goodman from Plantsville. We love Minneapolis. Thanks, Eric. I can't say your last name, but we love you because you're from Minneapolis. And Jason, I feel like you're just omnipresent. You're everywhere in the universe, and you're supporting us. So we really appreciate it. And it's not too late, by the way, to be a part of this phenomenal club. There's a lot of ways you can give. So if you're watching on Facebook, go to playbingobonanza.com. You can give right there without even signing in. If you're playing right now, you can tip any amount. And literally, everything you send is meaningful to us, whether it's $5 or $5 million.
It is.
We love it all. And we appreciate it all. It makes this possible. You can Venmo Richfield Tips, PayPal me Richfield Tips. There are so many ways to give, and we hope to see your name up there soon. And we
really appreciate it. Even if you don't have a lot. You know, we've got a number of people have been very generous just week after week with $5 tips or something. We just appreciate that. We say thank you. And so thank you for everyone. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for coming along for the ride. And we also appreciate you sharing. And Chris, talk about that for just a minute, because sharing is so important. That's how we get the word out. And I don't know how to do it.
So we appreciate those who can give, but we also love those that share. I've shared many times that, frankly, bingo got me through COVID. Like, meeting friends through here is everything.
Right. It's like a community we built.
It's my favorite night of the week, and every week I love that we have old friends that are coming back, and I love to see them. We all talk to one another. We're almost a sick cult. We may one day be on like one of those shows about cults that are unhealthy.
Yeah, but when we're all living in French Guiana on a farm.
I know. Well, that sounds fabulous, actually. So hit share on Facebook if you're playing online. If you're actually watching on Facebook, you can just share it, because after the next game, we're going to announce a share winner. So this is a random person from one of our people that we love that are here today that has shared, and you're going to actually win a red bubble gift certificate, so you can get that same sexy apron I'm hoping to get my husband in, or those beautiful stickers.
Any of these stickers that come, they have stickers, and these designs you can get on mugs. I mean, there's like 5 or 6 designs, and you can get them on mugs. You can get them on your phone. You can get them on stickers. You can get them on anything. And so we give you $10 and a coupon kind of a thing, and you can go shopping, which is so cool. And our friend Joe, and this is my phone. Look at my phone case.
I love that phone. I love that phone.
I hate talking on the phone, but I want
to call you, and you never call me back, and yet you have a phone with a phone case. But we'll talk about that after the show.
I know. That's because I'm always looking at the phone case, and then I forget to turn it over and answer it, which is on the other side.
It's a lot to do. It's a lot in one night.
We appreciate it, though. And also, we want to remind you that next week we are going to be celebrating a bit of the Irish, honoring our St. Paddy's Day with Bingo 54 called Bing O Bonanza. Yeah.
And you might know it. So if you've seen me drink, I'm part Irish. Even though my last name's Caputo, I'm part Irish. That's how this works. And so what I love to say is, there's anyone out there who's Irish, who's going to bring some Irish flair, like my Dowdle family history. If you're going to bring some Irish flair, we'd love to have you email us at missrichfieldlive@gmail.com and be on next week's show.
That would be great. Yeah, and I bet we have some folks out there that are Irish just think of it as Miss Richfield Live at Gmail. Miss Richfield Live in the live audience. So it's easy to remember. And then please come and join it. And if you know someone who's Irish, send us their information and we'll surprise them. And Eli, our wonderful assistant Eli, one of our team, will contact them, and you get a chance to talk to Eli in Philly, who's fabulous. So thank you so much. And I think that's it. I think, what I think it's time for? I think it's time to look through the magic mirror. That's what I think it's time for right now. And I want to say right now that I see Mark Scott and Dan Delaney and Sherry Brown. I see all my friends out there who've been so helpful in keeping me going in bingo. I want to say thank you to you folks. And I see Kristen. Oh, look at that. She's got and Chris. Hi, Chris. Oh, look at Chris. And I'm Irish. Oh, yeah. Oh, something. Just, like, I don't know that last name. Randy. Hi, Randy. We just read about you. And Leah, our friend in Newfoundland, who is part of the Special Olympics. And I have 2 handbags that she made. I bought 2 handbags. She's got a service where she creates these beautiful things that she crochets. They're wonderful. I also see Jamie in Nebraska, and Jamie watches a lot, and Alice in Dorchester. Hi, and Angela. Hi, Angela, and also Natalie. Oh, hi, Natalie. I know Natalie from Exeter, if I'm not mistaken. And Scene. Hi, Scene. Debbie. Hi, Debbie. Look at all these from Hamilton, and Stephen and DC and Mark and St. Pete's. I love St. Pete's. Wendy, my friends Wendy and Jerry and Stella and Salvador. I love that. Sal. And Sam and Alpaca. Oh, they were friends of ours. They came on the show one time. You got to come back and be on the show again, Alpaca. He was fantastic. And Richard, all these names. And look at that. Hello from Christmas. And George from I Love DC. It's one of my favorite places on earth. And hey, Brian Cord, how are you? You were named tonight. And Chris, my friend Chris, down in hopefully you get your package, Chris. And Chris has been sending me Disney things to give away. In fact, Chris is the reason I have my cool pen, although Lewis almost ran off with it. There it is. And then hi Trish, and so many other, and then Dominic. Hi Dominic Keith. Sarah Huckabee says hello. Yes, we know Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who also goes by the name of Keith, which is mysterious. I guess Sarah's a man. Who knew? And anyway, I knew she had a sort of a commanding sort of way. And Chris, hi Chris from North Dakota, and Kevin and Richville and Chrissy, from Rochester, New York. I'm going to be there early on May 8th. I remembered that this time. Greg Halloway, hi, how are you, sweetie? And Laura, I'm going to be there. Laura runs Essentials in P-Town. I'm going to be there for 63 shows this year. Todd Price. Hi, Todd, and the Minnesota Boy Choir. We wish you the best. And hi, and Greg. Oh, my friend Greg, who's so generous, too. Bonnie. Hi, Bonnie. And Scene again. How are you, Scene? Nancy, I see you. Can't wait to see you in P-Town. I know. Jorge. Hello, I'm finally pronouncing that right. From JP and Stuart Murray. Thank God. Oh, for you and China and everybody. Rolando and Chris again. Hi, Chris. How are you? Oh, you did get the package. Good. And so many. Oh, look at you all. And you know, the most important thing, look at us all connecting. You know how we do. We're connecting, even we found ways. And look at, and Sapa. Hi, Sapa. I know Sapa. And Bianca. Hi, Bianca. Hi, sweetie. And who was on our show. Actually, some of these people have been on the show. You could be on the show too. And then I'll not just have to see you through the magic mirror. I'll actually be able to see you. You know, like my friend Nathan. We're going to be talking to him soon. And Garrett and Matt and others. So hi, Anthony. And, we're creating a community here. And we talked about that. And community is so important right now for what we're going through, this crazy, crazy time where we're still a little bit locked away. And even though the tough times may be coming to an end, I hope, right? Hopefully, you're in line to get the vaccine at some point. Still important to cover our mouths. Still important to stay a little bit away from each other. And I know there's some residual stuff. Like some of you still feeling a little lonely. Some of you still don't have a job. That doesn't necessarily come back. Maybe your business closed or they downsized. And I lost a friend this week, a drummer friend of mine who sadly died, only 28 years old, my friend Scott. And if you're lonely out there, you got to talk to someone, okay? Reach out and talk. Reach out like I'm doing right now. And join us. Don't be alone. Don't do this alone, like Megan talked about. She was reaching out for help. You know what I'm saying? You got to reach out if you can. Reach out if you can. If you can't, turn the computer on a Stream Ally show and join my friend Coco, or my friend Misconception, or my friend or my really good friend up there. I'll think of her in just a second. Oh, Amber LeMay. I knew I was going to come up with that. Amber LeMay. She's on Sundays. And there's people out there that want to love you. And I love you. Okay. So just want you to know that. If I lost my friend this week. He was a drummer and he played on you remember our pajama party and our other thing we did. And he played the drums on that soundtrack. And so now when I sing that song, because we'll be doing another Trivia Shack at some point, and it's that song that drummer played on, and he's not with us anymore. And we want to remember those folks, and we want you to please, if you need help, talk to somebody. Okay, we don't have to do this alone by ourselves, for crying out loud. I'd be a mess if I was all by myself. So I want to do the next game, and the next game is a little challenging, and so we're going to hammer through this as quickly as we can, because and if you have you just hit refresh. Just refresh if you want to. You can also kind of tap out the card to be clean. So you have 3 clean cards. You want to have 3 cards. It's game 2. You want to have 3 cards. And we're going to do a game called D is for Daylight Savings. And I want to remind you of 2 things before we start this. And that is, first of all, we're only going to be calling B's, I's, and N's. You're still going to get the free space, but we made the letter D for Daylight Savings. And so mark your free space. You're going to go all the way down the N's, and you're going to do 3 in the B column and 2 in the I column to make that design. Okay, and I wanted to remind you all of that because what was the other thing? There was something else I was going to say. I can't remember sometimes what. Oh, hang on. Here comes Naomi. Play the. That was really nice, and she's really done a lot with the harp. Because that was beautiful. Thank you, ladies. Using the term loosely, but that was a really. If you've heard her harp playing before, you know it's cold. She played it much shorter, but now she can play a little longer because it is a little toastier out there. It's so warm here. We love it. Oh, it's like I think got up to 60 degrees. Goodness sakes, we love it. We love it. We love it. Remember, just B's eyes, N's. No G, no O, okay? Just B-I-N, okay? And, and I was going to tell you that our friends have said that they would be willing to take their blouses off if we get enough tips tonight. And I have a special video presentation. So that's all going to happen just a little later on. So don't go anywhere, okay? And I want to bring on, as we get started here, I want to bring on Nathan from Boston. And what's kind of fun is I've saved a couple. How are you? I've saved a couple people who happen to live right, right in the same neighborhood practically. We're going to start out with N44, N44. And if you got it, say wee, because that means you're going to be lucky. And Nathan is one of those people who I feel like stupid saying this because you can just tell by looking at you. He's one of these creative, fabulous people who actually, if I understand that you are like also a smart guy, like you do science types of things during the day, and then at night you do all this fabulous art stuff, which I think is so cool because those two things don't usually go together. Oh, look at that. Is that you?
Yes. Only it's Juicy Garland, not Judy Garland.
Juicy Garland. Well, Juicy. Well, I was going to say, it was, if you squint, it could be Judy Garland, and when she was, before the drugs. Judy before, there he goes. Look at that. See, I mean, do I not have a Cracker Jack team? I mean, like, all you have to do is say something and the spelling is corrected immediately. And what a beautiful look. So you're one of those guys that likes to dress up like a gal.
Occasionally, yes. I like to pretend to be a lady for laughs.
Okay. Oh, really? I wouldn't understand. I've made more conventional choices.
I know it's strange.
So you know how it is. B11, the lady legs of bingo. B11. You look fabulous. Do you perform then? Do you get on stage and do numbers? And
so I have performed before in Boston, but I only did that a few times, and since COVID happened, I've been forcing myself to sew every single week. I make almost all of my own looks and style almost all of my own wigs, and I've been doing that the last year. I actually made this jacket. I love it.
N45. Hold on a second. N45. Don't go anywhere. N45. Hold that thought. So, and you made that jacket?
Yes.
Now, can you stand up and show us that jacket as you're standing? I'm going to call the next
absolutely.
Call. N, everybody. N36. N36. N30. Look at that. Now, wait, do a turn. Look at that beautiful jacket. That is absolutely gorgeous.
I love this fabric.
It looked like it could have been a chair at one point or something. I love the fabric. It's fabulous. And tell us, how did you just learn? You're probably one of those people that plays the piano and never took a lesson. I mean, did you ever take lessons in making clothes?
No. I taught myself. I started sewing about 1.5 years ago and just forced myself to keep on trying.
Well, great that you started 1.5 years ago, because for the last year, you've probably been sewing like a maniac, right?
I have.
B3, right? Because of all this time. Mm-hmm. What a wonderful thing to have to be able to practice and be able to enjoy during this time where we all have to be inside. We couldn't be, and you guys were really locked down, much like we were in Minnesota. We were very locked down. They're very strict. And when I went to P-Town last summer, don't forget, there it is. There's the design, the D for daylight savings. And when I went to P-Town last year, I don't know if you went last year, but everybody wore masks.
Yeah, I was there one day.
Yeah.
And I was surprised. Everyone was very good about masks and social distancing.
Really good. B12. B12. They were really good.
Yeah, it was the day P-Town lost power.
Oh, wait, when was that? Was I there?
It was July, I think.
Oh, then I would have been there.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, yes, I remember that. And it seemed, yes, I do remember that. I do remember that because I was at home when it happened. Because it happened in the middle of the day, didn't it?
It did, yeah. Right in the afternoon.
Yeah, it was like some weird time because I remember sitting there and I was like, oh, weird. The air conditioner went off. Everything went off. And, I've only had an air conditioner in P-Town for like the last 2 years. I know. It's like weather changes. It never got that warm in P-Town. I never had to worry about it. I-17, until recently. And then I finally had to break down and get an air conditioner because it was so warm. And some of my friends that come and visit me said they weren't visiting if I didn't have an air conditioner. And I've, since then really loved it. But anyway, yeah, the air conditioner went out. Everything went out. It was crazy. I remember that. I would have forgotten all about that. And 35. Now, you play bingo on Sundays with my friend Charlie Hyde.
Every week.
Now, will you promise to say hello for me?
Absolutely.
And tell him I said hello because we're friends from Atlantis events and P-Town and just so many different places where we bumped into each other. Never really had time to spend tons of time together, but got to be a little, friends like, hey, those kind of friends. B15, everybody. And I just adore him. What a talented and amazing guy. He was on RuPaul's Drag Race and just really a talented performer. Great videos. If you haven't seen, Charlie Hyde is his name. He's such a great guy. So, and he's in London.
Yes. Yeah, so he does his American bingo on Sundays at his time, midnight, our time at 7.
And, we have a guy, John Taylor is his name, and he's always tunes in from Scotland and tells us what time it is. And he's probably asleep tonight, but he's usually here. And 32, same thing. He's like, it's the middle of the night. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. So I don't know. Will that be better when we do the daylight savings time? Will that help them or not? I don't know.
No, because they're actually pushing the show up an hour.
Oh, because I always wonder if that helps or hurt. I can't do them. I can't figure that out. And it's probably a metric,
Yeah,
So
they don't do daylight savings, so they just move the show.
Oh, well, that would work. All right. Everybody, G58. Now, you like to come to P-Town. Let me bring in my friends Matt and Garrett. And now, first of all, we have to find out, Nathan, are you single? Are you by yourself?
I am not. I am actually engaged and have the same problem as Matt and Garrett. We have COVID and can't get married.
I didn't know you were engaged. I just knew little bits and pieces about you. I-26. There must be something in the air out there, in the water, that everybody gets to find. They go out to Boston and they find love.
It's the lobsters. I think it's the lobsters.
I love the lobsters. I die for the seafood. I sometimes have to stop and get a lobster roll before I even get there. Like on the way, just the cats and I, we pull over and we just have to, you just got to do it, right? I-22. It's like when you're down south, you got to pull in for, the barbecue and the, all that. I-22, because nobody does it. Like you get down to Atlanta, you got to stop in for the barbecue. So anyway, now you have to tell them, Matt, now wait till you hear this, Nathan. Now Nathan, did you officially get engaged? I mean, do you have like
Yes, I got rings and everything.
So you really did the real deal. Fantastic. How long have you been dating before we go on?
Oh God, 17 years almost.
Wow. So you guys have been together a long time. Do you have a picture of your beloved?
On my phone I do.
G50.
Maybe.
G50. Well, you look for that while Matt tells them. Now, Matt, you have to tell us how we know each other. Wait to hear this name.
I think we were all in P-Town at the same time, though, because that was this Labor Day. We were down to see your show, and the power went out. So I think we were all in P-Town at the same time.
The power does go out occasionally.
Yeah, we were. That was the show in the parking lot. Yeah.
I think when the homos show up, everyone's got their hot rollers plugged in. They've all got that. Hot rollers plugged in everywhere. No one's eating anything because, they don't eat. I-29. So how do we know each other?
So
Matt?
I've gone to see your show, God, every year for probably 10 years. Every year I go to P-Town. And my partner and I, when I met him, he had never been to P-Town before. So I took him down on his first trip. And of course, we saw you out in the street. We both had hair.
And you have to. If you don't see me, I come after you. That's the thing Nate, that's the thing. Now that we know each other, if you don't come to my show, I actually find you. It's weird. Like you'll just hear a knock on the door and like you'll open it out. There I'll be, probably at home too. I-20. So tell them then. So what happened next?
So we now go to see your show every year that we go down. And
Right.
3 years later, I reached out to you in January and we wanted to do a proposal that would be something personal. So
B9, everybody. Go ahead.
So I asked you if you would help me out with it, and you were so generous, and you planned everything for me. I said I didn't want to say very much.
Months in advance. I remember it was just months and months in advance. I didn't even have the show written yet, I don't think. G, everybody, G53. And together, the two of us made a plan for how we were going to do this.
You kind of made a plan. You sent me an email and you're like, okay, I'm going to pull you up on stage and put you in a dress, and then we'll get Garrett up on stage. And I'm just like, yeah, we'll go with that. I guess that's my engagement story.
Yeah. And it worked out so perfectly. And I don't remember how it went so smoothly, but something happened that it just worked out. Oh, because I always take a picture of the person in the dress.
We have it.
With me.
We have it right here.
So I said, your partner's here. Right, there's the, here. See if you can get it closer to the camera. You get it closer to the camera.
Yeah, that's
closer.
Last picture.
There it is. There he is in the dress, and there's me. And what happened is I always take a Polaroid picture so they have a souvenir. And I said, why don't we bring your partner up? And, they were sitting kind of toward the front. And then we took the picture, and then he asked him to marry him. And the crowd went wild. I mean, it was the crowd. Everyone stood up and clapped. It was really fun. And 41. And I'd never done that before of all the years that, never done that. It was kind of a crazy thing. But what you don't realize is that Matt is used to being up in front of people, and 42, because tell them what you do, Matt.
Well, I used to be up in front of people. I'm a figure skating coach now, so I work with young skaters who are...
Imagine that. A homo figure skater. It happens.
Whenever we play who has the gayest job, I always win.
Right. It's like Jews in Boca. I guess it can happen. I don't know.
You're a hairdresser? Try this.
Or a hairdresser. I-30. What do you do, Garrett?
I work at a pharmacy right now.
Oh, well, that's where the money is. Clearly. It's not in figure skating, I don't think. I don't think that's, I haven't heard of many figure skating millionaires. No. Nathan, what do you do? G47.
Yeah, so I work in medical devices and I help people get transplants. So I work for a company that makes containers that ship and protect hearts and lungs for transplant.
That's cool.
Oh my gosh! Wow, interesting. I-28. Let's bring Noelle back for just a moment because she works in colonoscopies.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you make, Nathan, that would tie into, do you ever have to pack up a colon and mail it somewhere?
Transport a colon?
I don't think we're actually transplanting those these days. However, I will say pink should have been the color, not blue.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Think of G, everybody. G55.
Because that's what they want to see when they go in there. Because if you don't get the pink, you get a double prep, and that's really unfortunate.
And that stinks.
Yeah, I had a clean bill of health, although, like I say, they went out of business a month after that. So I'm not sure. Hopefully they weren't like thinking to themselves, "Oh, geez, let's just go through the motions."
Enough of this.
So isn't that crazy?
I do have a picture of the boy. And here
let's see. Oh, wait. We got to get close. Oh, he's handsome. Oh, my.
He's a cutie.
Oh, look at that.
So this jerk, I accidentally proposed to him on Valentine's Day in 2019.
Accidentally?
Yeah,
I
went.
I-16.
I ordered the rings.
And How did you accidentally do that?
Well, so I negotiated getting rings for the two of us for the proposal, and I did that in like January, and they ended up delivering on February 14th. So I drove into Boston and picked them up.
How weird is that?
Got back home. Yeah, and they were like delayed because there were issues.
G59. How crazy is that?
So I ended up getting a reservation.
So cool.
Yeah.
That is meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you're supposed to get married at that point, right? Like, you're supposed to be together. You know. Now, Noelle, did you have an interesting story about your husband who seems to not be with you at this time? I mean, should we be worried? Because, you
No.
can talk to us. We are not the type of
Yeah.
people who will tell. Right?
No,
We
you
wouldn't.
don't have to be worried. He's a great guy, and
19.
maybe next time I can talk him into it. But today he was just not in the bingo mood.
Do you have a photo
Yeah.
of him? Do you have a photo of him? Show us a photo of him. Everyone's showing photos of their I-21.
Yeah, let's see here.
And
Let's see
and
if I
now,
can-
when are Nathan? When are you getting married? And then we have to find out when Matt and Garrett are getting married. G49.
Who the heck knows?
Exactly.
Oh, you don't know. Oh,
I
you
have
don't know.
no clue. No, we're gonna wait until the pandemic's done so we can get with family, right?
And that hopefully they're saying, really hopeful. They've got a lot of, you know what I mean? If people would just behave themselves for 10 minutes, you know what I'm saying? I-23, because for crying out loud, it's like just trying to get people to behave themselves.
Yeah, and it's tough getting people vaccines.
Who had the Yoda doll? I'm scrolling through. I got all my baby Yodas here. Is that Nathan?
Yes, right
see.
here.
Wait,
Wearing-
get it close.
She's here
right
wearing
up
her
next to the
pearls.
camera. Right, closer to the camera. Closer to the camera. Closer to the camera. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
You
God.
gotta get right up next to the camera. Oh, we can see them. Is that your husband?
No, that's our. That's my
Oh,
baby
okay.
Yodas.
And here's
Oh,
mine.
okay.
She's here in her
Oh.
pearls,
Oh,
styled with a brooch.
And Matt, and then they've got Yodas, and then there's more Ruths. I mean, everyone's into it today. I love this. B6,
so here's a fun, kind of a fun picture of my husband Gary. He had put this model together, this alien model.
Oh, he's handsome. Oh, look at him. Oh,
He
a handsome
is.
guy. Hold it up a
fun.
little. There you go. There you go. Oh, fantastic. Oh, yeah. Once you hold it up close, and then you can back up a little bit. There you go. Oh, wow. Look at that model. So are you guys sci-fi guys?
Yeah, pretty much.
G52.
Especially him.
Miss R, as much as most of our favorite words start with G, this bingo game doesn't include a G.
Oh, it doesn't? Oh, it doesn't.
No.
Oh, I keep calling cheese. Well, I'm just
Try it anyway. Why not?
I mean, it's a lot to keep track of. You know what I'm saying? And I'm dressed for bed. I'm ready to roll into bed, really. And 40, and 40. You know what I'm saying? Here, let's get John in here too, and let's get Kevin and Carlos in here too. I-24, everybody, I-24. And because we've got look at John. You look at John's now he's Irish. Oh my God! Look
Yes,
at
I won't be here next week.
you ready? You were ready for Mardi Gras. Now you're ready for our Bing. Do you like that? Bing O Bonanza. Bing O Bonanza. G54. G54. Oh wait, there is no G's.
Play them. 2020 rules. Just play them.
I don't know what's going on. B4. B5. I've never been good at these ones that don't include all the letters. It's not. Oh, there's a bingo. God in heaven. All right. So who's the bingo, Chris? Get in here and we're
So I have
behind.
to tell you, on Facebook and on chat, we started a game that people lost an article of clothing for every G you called because you called like 38 of them. I have gotten.
I did not call 38. There's not 38 G's.
I have gotten so many nude photos of people from all of them. I can make a gallery. I mean, literally, the after show on this one's gonna be great. But
Okay, then, why don't you do a screenshot for crying out loud?
literally, you can see I'm red in my face from all of that. Thanks
All
to
right,
all
who's
of
the
these.
winner for crying out loud? Just tell us who the winner is.
Wow, the winner is Brian from Norton. Congratulations, Brian from
Norton? Hey, hot dog, we got a wiener. I know where Norton is. Congratulations. Let's play that music.
Bingo makes it better, it makes everything okay. From facial sores to civil wars, black plague to tooth decay. Bingo makes it better, it can heal the world today. For help with all our problems, don't you grab your balls and play.
we have talked about bingo. Next week's going to be Irish themed. Don't forget, if you know anyone Irish that wants to be on the show, please, please, please give us a little holler. Anyway, and then also we have, want to remind you, between games, it's always a good time to throw us a little something. If you can afford that, that would be wonderful to help with our expenses. And we do share it 5 ways. And then also, I want to bring Chris on because, Chris, I think we have a share winner to award. Do we not? I believe we do.
That's right. So we have to say a big, big, big thank you to Allison Hyder. Allison, by the way, has been joining us for all kinds of—
Hyder, she was just on the show last week.
Oh my God, you're right. That's right. That was Allison.
She was on the show last week.
Oh my goodness.
She's a friend of mine from P-Town. She was previously the Unitarian pastor in P-Town.
Oh, I love Unitarian Universalist. Yeah. So thank you, Allison. Congratulations. You won a red bubble gift card.
Yay, Allison. Oh, she's the best. She's great. She's a real big supporter in P-Town. Big gal. She's in Truro, actually. So, anyway, and then, so that's our share winner. Congratulations. Oh, and then a lot of you know that we are going to be going into daylight savings time. And so a while ago, a few years ago, I came up with a beautiful presentation. Oh, look who's here, Lewis. And he loves videos. He loves my videos. Don't you? You love mommy's videos. And then we're going to try to find the wiener while the video plays. So anyway, take a look at this. If you've ever had a question about daylight savings time, I have the answer. Roll the tape.
It's early morning on Q and U. Stay tuned. Good morning, everyone. It's Miss Richfield, 1981. I'm getting ready for church on this beautiful Sunday morning. And I apologize, I haven't even had time to get to my eyes yet because I fired up the Apple IIe and I have a burning Q and U question. Our letter today comes from Tim Colson of Alberta, Canada. Didn't know you folks had electricity up there, much less the internet. So he writes, Dear Miss Richfield, 1981, I am writing in regard to this daylight savings time. I am concerned that this is an American conspiracy to make us Canadian homos tardy. I know you Americans like to be fashionably late. We like to be timely north of the border. Assigned, Timely Tim. Well, Tim, I'm telling you, you couldn't have been better. Your timing is right on because today is one of our daylight savings times. We have 2, one in the spring and one in the fall. And see, what we do is sometimes we have more daylight and sometimes we have less. So, for instance, now during the summer, we'll have less daylight, so it's nicer for fireworks on the 4th of July. And then in the winter, we like to have more daylight for Christmas shopping. It's easy to remember. You just remember spring back, fall ahead. Spring up, fall down. No, it's spring. That's it. Spring up, fall down. Fling, fall apart. Here's what I do, Tim, is I just set half of my clocks ahead on a day like this and half of them behind. And then I get ready for church and I go get the bus, and when the bus shows up, I know what time it is. For you might want to just, go about your business today and then get ready for work, go to work tomorrow. If you get there and nobody's there, then your clock is too early. And if you get there and everybody else is there and you're in trouble with your boss, well, then you're probably telling time with the metric system, so it's probably not a full hour like we know. I do appreciate the question, but I would ask you folks to please quit making them so technical. I'm a woman, and all of these questions about math and calendars and time is confusing and unappealing. So I want to remind you, don't forget, write into Q and U, Miss Richfield 1981. Mwah. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Oh, that was difficult and a little taxing. I mean, what kind of a question is...
Hey, how about that? That was a little series that I used to run called Q and U, where I take questions. Anyway, it's super fun. And we have one more bingo game, and it's super fast. Okay, it goes by super fast. And I want to bring Chris on one more time before that, because Chris, one of the things you've done with our format that we started, actually, you really and I started it, and Matt and Joe and Eli, and you've branched out into other things. And I know there's other, and I was talking about if people are lonely, they can get on and to other Stream Ally shows. Tell us about like one of them or two of them that are coming up that people can tune into.
That's right. So we'd love to have everyone join us this Wednesday for Caption That. It's an opportunity to prove if you're funnier than a drag queen. So this week we're giving away prizes for those that are joining us in person as hunters, as well as people like our friend Bianca, who are hilarious. They have a shot to compete to win a prize remote. So the whole thing is we put up the craziest internet photos, and if you're funnier than a drag queen, you get to win a prize. So we hope you'll join us. It's this Wednesday. You can go to captionthat.live. Again, that's captionthat.live. It's free to play. We'd love to have you join us. And that way it shortens the time between when we can all see each other again.
Oh, that is so true, because it feels like forever. When we get together on Monday, I feel like it's been like, I feel like I hadn't seen Allison in 2 weeks, and she was just on last week.
I know.
So
and that's how we do a trivia shack. We can't, it's too long.
We got to do another. I know. We've got to do that. Well, we'll call each other this week. I'll answer the phone this time when you call. And but anyway, we're going to do a really quick game, one last game, and people can refresh. You can get 3 new cards. It's going to be really quick. It's going to be. We're probably only going to call 7 or 8 balls because it is Lucky 6. You know, we played Lucky 7 before, but this is Lucky 6 because we're losing an hour. We're losing a number, so we lost a number. And so what you want to do is you can't use the free space. You can only use. All the other spaces, and if you get any 6, doesn't have to be in any design, any 6 anywhere on the card. Oh, listen. All right. She just keeps with that hook playing the. Okay, well, the ladies are having a lovely time out there. Naomi and Yvonne, thank you, girls. We're done. Woohoo! We're done. Thank you, girls. You can head home. So they'll be heading home shortly. But any 6 on the card. Okay, super easy. So I'm probably going to call about 6 numbers. So it's going to go fast. First person that does bingo first gets a $10 off on our red bubble. And our red bubble is so much fun. It has so many awesome things on there. And then we also have some of my bobblehead. We still have that. If you go to my website, missritchfield.com, look at that. Get your own little Miss R. Isn't that cool? To class up the place. Wow, I love that. That is catchy. I wonder who thought of that. Anyway, so 075, Lucky 6. You just have to get 6. Doesn't count the free space. Any 6 on any card. And you got to be the first one to hit bingo. And then you're gonna get a whopping $10 off. All right, a coupon 070. And anyway, so let me bring everybody else back on who's been so wonderful tonight. We've had such a wonderful time meeting all these people, all these interesting people. It's really been fascinating. And what I like about getting a group together like this is we find out that we have things in common. You know, like Nathan and Noel, kind of like the sci-fi thing. You know, 073. And then you talked about losing power in P-Town, you know, and Matt and Garrett and Nathan, and then John down in Texas, talk about losing power. Everybody, B10. And how are things down in Texas now? Are they back to normal, or at least as normal as Texas can be?
Yes.
Are they back? I mean, you got water.
Well, and we're open. Well, and the governor opened us back up 100%. So.
Oh Lord! Wow! It just never amazes me down there. It just every time you think it can't get crazier, you know, you always prove us wrong. Anyway, G54. Well, thank goodness we're not all opening up. Those of us, I know Massachusetts isn't opening, but we're opening up a little bit. And in fact, in Massachusetts, I was going to tell you guys this, not just the people in Massachusetts, but everybody, is that the governor is allowing indoor entertainment now at 50%. Hooray! So hopefully, fingers crossed, I can't really cross them. These gloves are a little tight. But G55. Hopefully, I can be inside. Because last year, I was out in the parking lot. I don't know. Did you see any shows, Nathan, when you were here? It was a little crazy.
No, I didn't have enough time.
Believe me, I mean, it was a little crazy. Wasn't it? Matt came.
Yeah, it was.
And they were like, Carlos and Kevin, did you come to P-Town last year?
We have not been to P-Town ever.
You have never. You should ride your bike to P-Town this year.
We
Right,
should.
I mean,
That's a good idea. We'll
Go
do
the other direction. It's just the other direction. Get on 95 with your bicycles and just
Sounds like a plan.
You're gonna have to. Once you get into New England, they drive like bats out of you know where. So you're gonna have to pedal like you know what. But G50. Will you come? I mean, you're friends with Chris, and Chris is gonna come. Bring Chris on. Oh, and I almost forgot. Did you say? Didn't you? Wait a minute now. Isn't there? Didn't somebody say they might take off their shirts?
Well, it was a twofer because both Matt and Garrett. Both Matt and Garrett agreed if we just got 4 more tips before the last game, they would send us out. Just send us out without their clothes on, or I don't. Maybe that was in my head, but that's what I said.
Without their clothes on. I love it. Okay, here's the deal. So if we do this, I'm going to play LOVE. Okay, everybody, N35. And so what I'll do is I'll play LOVE. The boys are going to take their shirts off.
Just shirts?
Then Nathan, I want you to model for us because you're fabulous. And I want to see that. First of all, I want you to make that outfit for me. I want you to make me one of those jackets. It's so gorgeous. And then, John, I just want you to sit there and relax. You've been through so much. Just, enjoy the moment. And then, Noelle, I want you, hang on a minute, 064. What could we have Noelle do? I think Noelle. Hey, Noelle, are you in an office? Are you in an office?
No, I work from home.
But are you sitting in an office chair?
I am.
Oh, do we have a bingo?
We have a bingo. I got excited.
We do have a bingo? So you could just spin around in your office chair.
I can do that.
You could spin around in your office chair. And then Carlos and Kevin, you are so fabulous. You could just hold each other. You just hold each other, which I think would be so charming. Just hold one another and show us what real love looks like. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, really. And just think, love is for everyone. Look how beautiful that is. That beautiful family. And look at your cool cupboards. Are your cupboards green? I love your cupboards. Anyway, so we got who's the bingo? Who's the bingo?
So our bingo actually from Minneapolis. Congratulations, Christopher.
Hey, but Noelle, who is it?
It's Christopher Scott from Minneapolis.
Hey, I know Christopher Scott. Congratulations, Chris. Mwah.
Bingo makes it better, it makes everything okay. From facial sores to civil wars, black plague to tooth decay. Bingo makes it better, it can heal the world today. For help with all our problems, don't you grab your balls and play.
Oh, listen. The girls are leaving. There they go. Bye, girls. They just got loaded up. The harp got loaded up, and the big gong, and off they went. Anyway, all right, let's see it, boys. Tips to the wind. Here we go. And then model the jacket. Looking fabulous. Stand up with that jacket. Here we go. Oh, here we go. This is worth the price of admission. I mean, we don't charge anything, but still. Oh, hold each other. Hug yourselves. And then turn around in the chair, Noelle. Turn around in the chair. There we go. Oh, we got her. Oh, look at her go. I knew she could do it, and you can do it too. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. Get online and see some of these fabulous shows with Stream Ally, or my good friend Charlie Hyde, or any of the people that are online for you to make life a little more fun, a little more happy. We're going to spell LOVE. Are you ready? Get your L ready. Here we go.
L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see.
Do with your legs.
Ordinary. Is he more than anyone that you adore? Love was made for me and you. This is what it's about. Was made for me and you. I love you all. Good night.
See you next week for Bingo Bonanza. Bye, everybody.
Bingo makes it better, it makes everything okay. From facial sores to civil wars, black plague to tooth decay. Bingo makes it better, it can heal the world today. For help with all our problems, don't you grab your balls and play.
Now it's your turn. Join with me.
Bingo makes it better, it makes everything okay. From facial sores to civil wars, black plague to tooth decay. Bingo makes it better, it can heal the world today. For help with all our problems, don't you grab your balls and play.
Grab your balls and play. Now you.
Grab your balls and play.
Grab your balls and play.
Grab
I
your
can
balls and
hear you. Grab